Alright guys, so we're on the tiller. I pulled the engine off. I'm gonna have to beat those straight. That's not too bad. I've got a bunch of old gasoline I'm gonna dump in there to soak stuff and clean up. Like these bearing stuff down here, which I have to look and see how that comes apart. And why I'm eating lunch, so I'm gonna go and eat lunch and then come back out and we'll start on it. And we'll see how things come apart. Okay, so the outer supports are off. They feel fine. I know I'll get some buddy harping at me, but I have them soaking in gas, and that's to get the outside grease all loosened up. I'm going to be doing that one too. There goes the 2-liter bottle. Next is, I guess I should drain the transmission fluid and start flipping it over to get the top part off, and we'll figure that out. It's not going to be fun. Okay guys, tiller's apart. This is the next day. I still got to take the pin out and do all that. I got to clean this up. I'm working on the fender pan right now. I got the front straightened, but I'm working on getting these straightened. This tiller's not going to be perfect. There's pits in the metal, and I'm not worried about it. I just want it to look a little bit better. Because it's going to be one that's going to be used. I didn't go hog wild with sanding or anything like that on the transmission. So, you know, it's meant to be used. So, I'm going to be spraying the layer of black, and we'll continue on. So, alright guys. Well, it's not going to be perfect, like I said. I'm not doing a complete wire wheel and all that. I'm just knocking down the rust, and we're going to do a paint over. I ain't worried about the decals. There's some dents that I can't get out. So, and I ain't going to really... I mean, I could probably get it out, but this pan is really not the greatest. I mean, there's pits all down the front. There's pits over here. So, will I be on the lookout for a parts tiller sooner or later? Yes. So, alright. Transmission, I'm going to do one more coat on. Looks pretty good. You're mainly going to see the top side anyway. You see there's an area I missed. And it's light up in here. But that's alright. There's the 12. With wheel weights on it finally. Scrap pile that's going to be going. $65, which is going to be coming up on the channel sooner or later. An MTD that the guy hasn't come and got yet. Been here for over 2 years. The hitch piece for the tiller just has one coat of black on it. Fenders for the tiller, one coat of white, and then the other pieces. Notice the wheels are missing. That's because I found an issue with one of the wheels, and I had another set that didn't look half bad, so I ain't painting them. So, alright guys, that'll be all for right now, and we'll be updating it later. Can't wait to get this thing in. Alright guys, it's been a few days. First things first is taking the tines off the tiller, putting them on this transmission, and get the rear wheels set up, and then we can get the everything else set up. You can see the pits in the paint from where there's pits in the fender pan. I wasn't gonna go hog wild on bending on those fenders, so yeah. And like I said, I didn't touch the engine. So let's get started. Like I said, I'll first put the tines on. You see how long that shaft is? It's different, but no biggie. I know for stability, it's probably out there for a reason. But I'm just gonna do some measuring, and I'm gonna drill new holes in the tines, because it's the only option I have other than tearing down the Predator tiller, taking its transmission out, painting it, putting this transmission in its place. That's a lot of messing around. So I want this thing to be quick and done. It's getting this transmission. So it's still gonna have the outer supports, so that shouldn't bother it. We'll find out. So the outer supports are there to help guide everything. That looks good. I mean, it's a whole lot less work, and I use this thing quite often, so it'll be a test on why they did that. But we'll see. So the tines are on, at least the inners. New bolt in this side, because like I said, I run grade 2 bolts for shear pins, because these shear pins, when at the time when I was looking around to order some more, was out of stock. Now they might be available now, but I don't know. Plus the bolts are cheaper. They have a little less shear tension than a shear bolt, or shear pin, I mean. But I'm not worried about it. People say, oh, you need to run grade 8. No. Grade 8, you'll break the chain. Guaranteed. If you hit something hard. Or ruin something else. Looking at this should work. Just drilling the holes different places. Because overall, you're not changing anything. I got to make sure the outside tines are in time with the rest. And yeah, we're ready to put the fender pan on. Get that out of the way. And then comes the hitch plate and whatchamacallit. But it's coming along. Okay, so we got it most of the way together. I'm just filling up the gearbox. Now, it calls for 30 weight non-detergent. Well, I just put 30 weight in these. I did have a little bit of stabilizer left in this bottle. So the easiest way I find is to use one of these type of bottles. But I just been dumping 30 weight on top of this. So it's got some Lucas in it. Now, some people say, well, that's snake oil. Well, you know, I've had it working and other things, but, you know, it is kind of a snake oil. But, you know, a little bit in it is not going to hurt anything. If anything, it might keep it from leaking if it does have any seal leaks. It was kind of a pain to get the outer supports on. So we will have to see how that does. But I had to loosen up the engine mounting plate and move stuff around to get it all set right. So, alright guys, let me finish filling this thing up, and I'll tell you right now, it looks a lot better. So, let's hope it performs like it looks. Alright guys, the tiller works good. I do have the correct lift links, they're put up. So it needs a little bit of work still. It needs some fresh gas in the tank, because remember, this thing sat for 2 years. So, needing a transmission. So, overall, I think it's good. It should be back in operational, or doing people's gardens at least. It turned out good. So, I like this tiller better than the other one. Look how deep it goes and how fine everything is. So the other one may do better when I redo the tines, and since it don't go as deep, I'm putting bigger tines on it. So, you know, this is my test path throughout the year anyway. Keeps from having to mow a lot of grass, so. And if anybody comes to visit, they have to stay off this side. So, I found one of the shear bolts almost ready to shear. I don't know if I said that in the video. But, yeah, I'm happy that it's back together, because I sure do miss it. I only did 1 or 2 gardens last year with the little one. I did 1 so far this year with the little one. And now that this thing's back up and running, I plan on doing more. So, it's always ran weird when no load on it. But once the load's on it, it runs fine. I'm not worried about that. But it does need some fresh gas. So, the funny thing is, alright, this tiller is supposed to be on a big Suburban. It raises the front end up a little bit when I pick the tiller up. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll get the Onan in here soon and go at it. So, alright guys, bye.